Synthetic division is a way to do our division without writing all these x's out. Now we're going to want to rearrange this leading polynomial into descending order as negative 2x to the fourth plus 5x cubed. I notice there's no square terms. I'll put a little space in there. Plus 2x minus 5. All of that is to be divided by x plus 1. Here's how we do synthetic division. We begin by writing the coefficients of our dividend, which will be negative 2, 5, 0, 2, and negative 5, inserting that 0 to represent the term that we skipped over, the missing x squared term. And our divisor is x plus 1. We change the sign of that 1 to a negative 1 when we put it outside here in our division box. We draw a line, leaving some space there for some numbers, and this is the beginning of the setup phase. We then bring down our first term, negative 2, and just put it down there beneath the horizontal bar. We then begin a process of multiplying. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2, and then adding down. 5 plus 2 makes 7. We then continue multiplying. Negative 1 times that 7 makes negative 7. Add it to the 0 above to get negative 7. We then multiply again. Negative 1 times that negative 7. That makes positive 7. Add down to get 9. And finally, negative 1 times 9 makes negative 9. And we add down in that right column to get negative 14. We did the whole thing in just 3 lines. We're not going to have any problems that extend super far down as normal division sometimes do. Now, let's look at our problem. We began with an x to the fourth polynomial, and we divided by x to the first. So our answer should begin with an x to the third term. And so when we write our answer, we're going to have negative 2x to the third, using our negative 2 there. Our next coefficient is 7, plus 7x squared, minus 7x plus 9, plus a remainder of negative 14 over x plus 1. Now you can either write this as plus a negative or minus and put a positive 14 up above. I always like to add my remainders, however, when I do these problems. For this next synthetic division problem, we're going to do it a little bit more quickly. Our dividend is x to the fourth minus 81. That's a 1x to the fourth, no x cubed, no x squareds, no x's, and minus 81. We are dividing by x plus 3, so we change the sign out front to a negative 3. We begin by bringing our first term down, which is 1. We then take negative 3 times the 1 we just brought down is negative 3, and put that product in the next column. Adding down, we get negative 3. Negative 3 out front times the negative 3 we just brought down is 9. Add down in the next column to get 9. Negative 3 times the 9 we just brought down is negative 27. Add it to the 0 above it to get negative 27. And finally, negative 3 out front times the negative 27 we just brought down is 81, and adding down we have 0. We started with x to the fourth, so our answer will begin with x to the third minus 3x squared plus 9x minus 27. Notice there is no remainder here, and that's actually what we really want to see, because that tells me that x plus 3 goes into x to the fourth minus 81 evenly. In other words, we've factored that x to the fourth minus 81. You know that that will factor into x squared plus 9 times x squared minus 9. And that the x squared minus 9 gives you an x plus 3 times x minus 3. We've just shown you that x plus 3 here is a factor because it goes in evenly without a remainder. Now, one thing I do need to point out about synthetic division is when you're dividing, you must be dividing by x to the first power. Synthetic division only works when you're dividing off linear factors. If that was an x to the second plus 3, we would have to do long division.